This is a city I've always wanted to visit, Lecce. Famous for its Baroque style.
Now, if Puglia was a movie, Lecce would definitely be the star. Welcome to the Florence of the South.
Lecce is southern Italy's center of arts and culture, renowned for its architecture, papier-mâché statues and folk dancing. So, who better to show me the sights than local dancer Cristina?
Cristina, we are in the middle of Lecce. I've never been in Lecce. Why people should come here?
Because Lecce is beautiful. She's a surprise for every tourist that will come here. The characteristic is a Baroque style.
Okay, which is all this architecture, I guess, behind us.
The Lecce Baroque style flourished in the 17th century. Skilled stonemasons used local limestone to create beautiful facades for churches, balconies, doors and windows.
What's the specialty of Lecce?
So we have the coffee with almond milk and ice. Almond milk is a specialty of this area.
Nice.
Yeah.
A third of Italy's almonds come from Salento. The hot summers and mild winters provide perfect growing conditions.
Ah, grazie. Prego. So this is the famous coffee with?
Almond milk and ice, but you need
Before.
to share before to drink.
Shake it.
Yeah.
To stir it. Smooth, not too strong,
Sweet.
sweet. I like it.
Fueled by the coffee, we press on to see Lecce's most famous craft.
This is one of the most artisanal place for papier-mâché in Lecce.
Hello,
Claudio?
buongiorno.
Benvenuti.
This ancient craft came from the Baroque movement, and Claudio is a cartapesta master.
So the art of papier-mâché here in Lecce, it goes back to 1600. And the reason why they started this, in the old days, some of the churches, because they could not afford things like marble, and because they were very heavy, they tell them to recreate huge statue in water and paper. They are very light. Which I think is a very clever thing, because you would never believe in a million years that it's just water, paper, and a bit of paints. Look at that. Incredible.
Today, along with religious statues, there is a demand for small figurines of the region's traditions.
So one statue like this will fetch up to 70 to 80 euro, and it takes about 4 to 5 hours to make it. Ne possiamo fare una di mia?
È possibile.
See, tell them I'm going to stay
For
here
4
just
hours?
for 4 hours.
With Cristina as my guide, there is one thing I have to try before I leave. The Pizzica, a local folk dance.
It's 1, 2, 1,
2.
The man is like this,
Yeah.
me like this, and we need to go in a circle.
So do I follow you in the
Yeah.
circle? All right.
The scarf is a symbol of femininity,
Okay.
so you want the scarf, but I never give you. No,
I see.
no, not like this.
All right, let's try again.
1, 2, 1.
Yeah, all right. So this you organized this. All right. So this is the most embarrassing thing ever. I have no idea what I'm doing.
You can try today.
Ah, I see.
This is a courtship dance which only ends when the red scarf is given to the suitor, who steals the dancer's heart. I think I'll leave it to the professionals. In In the summer months, this centuries-old dance is still performed on the streets here. And for me, the passion of the Pizzica sums up the spirit of this vibrant city. I want to cook up a dish that embodies the soul of the Salento region. And I'm going to do it the Italian way, outside on a grill with fresh local ingredients. I'm making a super healthy, super easy dish. Sticky marmalade barbecue chicken skewers with an incredible bean salad.
So the first job we're gonna have to do is the marinade. Get yourself a little bowl here. I'm using orange marmalade. That is gonna give an amazing sticky and sweet flavor to my skewer. There I'm gonna put a little bit of chili powder, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and I'm gonna put a touch of white wine vinegar just to give a little bit of sharpness. Okay? Bit of salt, and then just mix everything together.
For the skewer, I've got chicken, peppers, red onion, and courgettes.
Now let me show you how we put the skewers together.
Cut the chicken into strips and roll it up.
And the reason why I do that is because all the marinade is going to go right in the middle of the chicken and it cooks really, really fast. And then what I like to do right at the end, if you take the cavity of the onion or the pepper, whatever you want, you just put it on top and you make like a little cup like that, so you completely seal your skewer. Now, the only thing that you have to do, get the marinades and just brush it all over. This is not one of those marinades where it has to sit in the marinade for 20 minutes, half an hour. You can just apply on top of the skewer and cook it straight away because it's very sticky. You can experiment with different jams. You could use apricot jam if you want to do a pork skewer, or you can use cherry jam with a little bit of lamb. You can do pretty much whatever you want. One thing that you need to make sure is that your barbecue is really hot. And this is hot. Oh, yes. By the time that the skewers cook, let me show you what I do with my bean salad. First of all, let me show you the beans I'm using. Zucchini beans, chickpeas, cannellini bean, and then I'm using butter beans. Then I got a little bit of fresh mint. And you want this fresh because when you do dishes like this one, they're healthy, they're fresh, they're colorful. Roughly slice the mint and it goes straight in. Then I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. Keep an eye on the skewer, of course. Oh, look at that. These are absolutely perfect. When you turn them, put extra marinade on top because otherwise the top part that is cooking gets dry quite quickly. And also put a little bit of salt. Now, back to the bean salad, extra virgin olive oil. Then I got some thinly sliced red onion. I got celery. I'm also gonna add some fresh fennel. I love fennel because it gives you that beautiful aniseed flavor of freshness into any salad. Touch of white wine vinegar. And then the only thing that you have to do, get your hands in there and gently toss everything together. Now look at the color. This is super healthy, super colorful, and super tasty.
And that's it, all done. Simple, tasty, delicious. Sticky marmalade barbecue chicken skewers and beans.
What would you want more from life? Look at that. I got everything I need. Salute.
So for Marco, I'm cooking fish skewers with my Italian twist on a tartar sauce.
on the Tremiti Island in the middle of the Adriatic. Now, there is only one thing that I wanted to do. Barbecue.
I'm cooking with today's catch: barracuda, mackerel, monkfish, prawns, and squid.
Now, skewers, a lot of people, they use those wooden skewers, the one that you soak them and that. I like metal skewers because they're easier. And the thing with metal is that once you put the skewer on the barbecue, because metal attracts a lot of heat, you cook the fish from the inside faster as well. And to make the skewers even tastier, I love to use lemon. The way to do it, I start with the lemon, like that. So that's your starting point. Then I'm gonna put a chunk of barracuda. Then I got a little bit of monkfish, like this. Then I got some mackerel. That's another one that I found this morning. Just fillet mackerel, very good for you, oily fish.
Mackerel is also cheap, but any firm fish will work.
Then press everything together, like this. And the job is done. Now, let me show you a proper Italian marinade. First of all, extra virgin olive oil. Then we go salt. Very important to salt the fish at the beginning. Then I'm gonna use cheeky chili flakes. You could use black pepper if you want. All right, so move the skewers around. I'm worried about the seagulls that they're gonna take my skewers.
Finally, a squeeze of lemon juice.
There we go. There it is. Now, looking at the barbecue, which is quite hot. Now, this will take about 6 minutes on each side.
These skewers can also be cooked under a grill.
Now, the first ingredient for the tartar sauce, I'm using mayonnaise. Then I got these little gherkins, chop away. So I'm using about 4 or 5. Then in there, I'm gonna use capers. Everywhere on these islands, you can find capers everywhere. Caper berries and normal capers. Again, chop away. In there, I'm also using finely chopped shallots, okay? That goes on top as well. And I'm gonna pour flat leaf parsley and the fennel we picked up this morning with Marco. Like this. In there, we're gonna put a little bit of lemon juice and a touch of white wine vinegar, just to give natural sharpness. And then some chili flakes, just to give an extra kick. Oh, happy with that.
This sauce is also incredible mixed with new potatoes.
And now, moment of the truth. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. With a squeeze of lemon all over. And finally, a little drizzle extra virgin olive oil. Now, this is what I call a barbecue on the beach. Ehi, Marco, becca di questa. Eh?
Cosa hai preparato?
Che ne pensi? Vai, 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 vai.
Questo ci si serve, si mangia così.
He wants a knife and a fork.
Buono, buono.
Com'è?
Molto buono, molto buono. Poi anche la salsa.
È piccante? Marco says the sauce is quite spicy. That's the idea!
Oh, the tartar sauce.
È buono, eh?
Buono.
So far, on the Tremiti Island, I'm having the time of my life. Salute. Now, if somebody asks me, what would be your dream place to cook? Well, the answer is very simple. Right here, right now. I mean, look at the view behind me. You can't get any more Venice than this.
This region is the home of Prosecco, so I'll be using it along with the crab I bought at Rialto this morning to create a mouth-watering linguine dish.
You cannot come to Venice without opening a bottle of Prosecco. And this is a bottle from Terre di San Venanzio, and it's a Cartise Brut. A Brut is the driest you can get as far as Prosecco is concerned. There you go. Let me taste. Beautiful. Citrusy, This is gonna go really well with the sweetness of the crab and the lemon. Okay, now, for the sauce, garlic. I don't know if you can hear, I got gondolier in the back singing volare. Cantare, oh, 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 oh.
Pour the sliced garlic into a cold pan, add olive oil and finally chopped chili. Only then, pour on the heat.
As soon as you can see the garlic and the chili sizzling, time to pour the rest of the ingredients. Now, the other ingredients I'm going to use, cherry tomato. I just cut them into quarters. And then I got pitted green olives.
Roughly chop the olives and a large bunch of flat leaf parsley.
Now, look at that. Garlic sizzling, the chili is sizzling.
Add the cherry tomatoes, olives and parsley to the pan.
And come on, look at the colors. Once you've done that, I'm gonna pour my crab meats. Just make sure you flake it on top, like this. Little touch of salt. No need for pepper because we got the chili already in there. Oh, come on, guys, look at that.
Grate in the zest of a lemon.
Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna switch off the heat because the last thing you want to do is to overcook the crab, overcook the tomatoes, overcook the olives, keep it fresh. At this point is the time to cook pasta. And what I'm using is this linguine. That goes in there.
Use plenty of water when cooking pasta and at least a tablespoon of salt.
Obviously, for this recipe, if you don't want to use crab, you just want to keep it with olives, cherry tomato, garlic, is absolutely fine.
When the pasta is almost cooked, pour the crab sauce back onto the heat.
Now, the last thing you have to do to the sauce is to add a touch of Prosecco. Yes, you can use white wine. But what's the point of being in Venice and not using Prosecco? Come on. Check the pasta. Now, let me tell you a secret how to cook the perfect al dente pasta. Whatever it says timing on the packet of pasta, just take 1 minute away. And that's how you get the perfect al dente pasta. Now, to make sure that your pasta tastes always amazing, add the pasta into the sauce. Just pick it up and straight in the frying pan. You want to make sure that each strand of pasta is coated by the flavor of the sauce. Come on, look at that. Just plate it up. And make sure you get all the olives. Oh. Now, the last thing I would do just before you serve it is a little touch of lemon zest on top.
Because in Italy, we never use Parmesan cheese with seafood pasta.
And that's the way you make linguine with crab, green olives, cherry tomato, and Prosecco. See, this is just the perfect way to end my day in Venezia. Salute!
The town's unique architecture has been influenced by many different civilizations, from the ancient Greeks to the Spanish. But it's the fact that every building here is painted white with limestone that makes Ostuni so special.
You were expecting me to be on a scooter? Look at that, this is much cooler.
Segways are the newest way to explore the city's steep slopes in the heat of the summer.
This place is full of little streets, back passageways, bridge, arches. Let me tell you something, this is the best way to spend the day. This is the highest point of the city, the Cathedral of Santa Maria dell'Assunzione, and is a fine example of Gothic architecture.
As the city is perched almost 700 feet above the olive groves, I can see the Adriatic Sea glistening 4 miles away. The lime is such a symbol of Ostuni that by law each building must be repainted every spring. Now in their late 60s, brothers Benedetto and Beniamino were born and bred here. They've been painting their city for more than 60 years.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, signor Gino.
Tutto bene?
Bene, grazie.
Benedetto?
Io mi sono Benedetto.
Benjamin, come va?
Benissimo.
Tutto a posto? The reason why I'm here because I volunteered that I'm going to paint, well, not the whole city, but part of the wall with them. Quando ma io non c'ho il cappello, non tengo niente.
Gino,
Ok, because I don't want my hair to get messy.
Questo è il cappello
Very
tipico
good.
dell'imbianchino, Gino.
Ok.
Beniamino, prego,
So, I got
lui è
a
il
hat.
maestro. Lui è il maestro. Metti il grembiule.
Che si usava nei secoli scorsi che serviva per non sporcarsi i pantaloni.
Pantaloni.
Okay, so I got my handmade hats. This is the traditional apron that they used to use in the old days so you don't get your trousers dirty.
Okay.
So the reason why they use in limestone paint is mainly for two reasons. Number one, because the white color reflects the light. And the most important thing is because they use it as a disinfectant. So in the old days, if there was a spread of a disease, the limestone would make sure that it was much more controlled.
And it was the lime's natural disinfectant qualities that saved Ostuni from being wiped out by the plague.
Vado?
Sì. Dai, Gino.
So, la tecnica dovrebbe essere...
Spiega
Ma com'è
bene.
che non si usa il rullo?
No, perché
No. So this is the traditional way. And the way to do it, they explain, you put it in there, then you put it
Bravo.
upside down.
Ok, bravo, Gino. Bravo.
That's
bravo.
it.
Piano piano.
Slowly, slowly,
Piano piano, Gino.
you make sure that you go in all the cavity of the wall.
Così.
I'm wondering when I'm going to have a tea break. I'm
Vai,
tired
Gino.
already. It's hot
Vai,
in
Gino,
here.
vai. Bravo, Gino, bravo. Ti assumiamo subito, Gino, eh?
He wants to employ me to do this. I mean, as much as I want to really help them, I don't think this is for me. I'm going to stick with cooking.
While Beniamino and Benedetto finish the tower, I'm going to prepare the king of all Italian desserts, the coffee and cream classic Tiramisu.
Now, this is a recipe that has been given to me by my grandfather, okay? And let me tell you, every time I do it, it never fails. First thing, need to get a dish like this, because to make a good tiramisu, you need to make a big batch. Don't do it in the little fancy glasses. Make a big one, so then all the flavors develops together. It all starts with eggs. So get yourself 2 bowls, and we want 5 eggs. Now, the way to separate, there are 2 ways. There is the way where I guarantee you're gonna make a mistake, i.e. when you start to juggle the egg yolk and the egg white in 2 shells, I'll guarantee you one of the egg yolk is gonna break. Or there is my way, where you're gonna have to use the little finger. So you just pick up the eggs, the egg yolk, and you just run it very gently through your finger like that, and that's how you get your perfect egg yolk. So add 6 tablespoons of custard sugar into the egg yolk.
Beat the whites until they form soft peaks.
Okay, this is definitely done.
Then whisk the yolks and sugar together.
See how it's changed the color? Look at that. Now it's going into a pale color instead of be bright yellow. What it means that the sugar is completely dissolved into the egg yolk, so you don't have the gritty sugar into your teeth. Okay, now, for a good tiramisu, you're gonna have to use mascarpone cheese, which you can find anywhere. So you just pick it up gently with a flexible spatula, just fold the mascarpone into the egg yolk. I'm going to use whipped double cream. You pick it up and you put in there, a couple of spoons at a time, and then start to fold in. My next ingredient is amaretto liqueur. It comes from almonds. It gives a fantastic flavor. So what you want is 6 tablespoons of amaretto liqueur straight in. Now you probably start to think now that the cream mixture looks a bit runny. Don't panic, because when it goes into the fridge, it will set beautifully. Now we're gonna fold in the egg white. Do 3 spoonfuls at a time, okay? Then gently, you fold like this, from the bottom to the top, because you don't want to lose any air from the egg whites. Whenever I make a tiramisu, I always make sure that I make myself a good espresso because I like the coffee to be strong. If you don't want the coffee to be too strong, you can use instant coffee. But trust me, it's not the same. But whatever you do, the most important thing is to make sure that the coffee is cold. In there, I'm going to add amaretto liqueur. I think 4 or 5 tablespoons will definitely do the job. There is only one biscuit to use when you make a tiramisu, and the biscuit is called Savoiardi. Very important whenever you dip the biscuit into the coffee not to over-soak it, okay? So look what I'm doing. In, count until 2, biscuit out. 1 and 2, the biscuit comes out. And very important, keep the sugar side always on top. In, 1 and 2, out. Good tiramisu should always have 2 layers of biscuits. See what you have to do? A perfect layer on the bottom. Now, half of the cream goes straight on top of the biscuits. Like that.
Add a second layer of biscuits, then another of cream.
You just give it a nice shake, then you cover with cling film into the fridge for a minimum of 3 hours. Now, I know what you're thinking. Where is the cocoa powder? Why is he not shaking the cocoa powder on top and then put it into the fridge? If I put the cocoa powder now on top of the tiramisu and then it goes into the fridge, the cocoa powder is going to become really bitter.
After 3 hours in the fridge, sprinkle with the cocoa powder, some toasted almonds, and serve with cherries stewed in sugar.
Ragazzi, pronti?
Pronti.
Guarda che tiramisù che vi ho fatto. Guarda là, va.
Meraviglia, guarda.
Allora, piccola, grande.
Big portion.
A big portion. Now, all of a sudden he talks English. Big portion, a big portion. Vabbè, big portion.
Mamma mia.
Vi faccio il vostro bianco, perché sennò dite che... Perché il bianco è il bianco di Ostuni. So yours is white. Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
Grazie.
Allora. Com'è? Eh?
Leggerissimo, Gino.
Salute allora a questo progetto.
Grazie, Gino.